Hello everybody. In this tutorial, I am going to show how you can create a socket and use it to send and receive data between a client and a server. We're gonna get started by creating the server socket, then we're gonna create the client socket. For the server socket, all you have to do is import the socket, and we can create a socket. Let's call it server socket. The way you do it is you do socket.socket, socket.afinet, socket.sockstring. This is for a TCP socket. After that, we are going to define the host IP address of the server and the host port of the server where we want the socket to be listening to. So I'm gonna define the host IP to be localhost, which is the loopback address internally, and the host port to be 9000. And then we are gonna bind this socket on this host IP and host port. Dot bind host IP host port, and we're just gonna print a little message: successfully binded to host IP host port. After that, we are gonna tell the server socket to start listening for clients. Server socket that listen. Okay. Then after that, we are going to start accepting connections that the server socket has picked up from listening. That accept, and this accept connection takes in the connection that was accepted, and it takes in the address of the client that established the connection with this server. And we are gonna print a little message saying accepted connection from address. Okay, so when we create our client and we use that client to establish a connection to this server socket, this is blocking, but once it sees that connection being established, it's going to accept it, and it's going to return us the connection that was established and the address of the client, which we'll see shortly. Now we are ready to start receiving data from this connection. We could also send data, but in this case we'll just try receiving it. So while true, we are going to say data receive is we receive it from the connection that receive, and it takes a parameter which is the amount of data we want to receive, the max amount of data, so 1024 bytes. This is arbitrary. You can put 4096. Usually you put a power of 2, but it doesn't matter. It's just like more optimal to make it a power of 2. So 1024 is something very common. Usually we don't have to send this much data in this example, so I'll just leave it at that. Then we're gonna say print receive data, so data received. So we're just gonna print it out, and data received, if the connection is disconnected for any reason, we are gonna receive a data that is of length 0. So if not, data received, which basically will say will be true if the length of this data received is 0, we're just gonna break out of the loop. And then this data received is also in bytes, so we're gonna convert it, we're gonna decode it to UTF-8, and then before we print it out, so it's nicer. Now we're gonna create the client. Same procedure. We need to create a client socket using the same exact method as we did previously. This time we need to define we need to know the address of the server which we created, which is just localhost, if you remember from last time. Yep. Then we're gonna say client socket that connect server IP, server port, and then let's print a little message: successfully connected to server. Server IP, server port. Then now to test this, let's have the client send some data to the server and see if the server can pick it up and print it out. So I'm just gonna send maybe 10 data points. So for I in range 10, let's say client socket that send to data to send. I'm just gonna say hello number I. So it's gonna be hello number 1, hello number 0, hello number 1, up to hello number 9. Right? This is what we are gonna send. And we need to encode data. Data to send equals data to send and encode UTF-8, and then we will send it. I'm going to say print sent data to send. Okay, and here received data received. So we're going to fire up the server and have it listen for connections. Here you go. It says successfully binded. It's listening when we're waiting to accept a connection from a client, whoever the client is that decides to connect. And we're gonna fire up the client. Okay. The client says it sent hello 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the server, it received hello 0, hello 1, hello 2, hello 3, hello 4, etc., etc. And that's it. We can build on top of this and create more advanced scenarios, such as maybe we want to have multiple clients sending data to the same server, right? In this case, you would put this within this while loop, right? So this more closely resembles like actual websites that takes in a bunch of clients to talk to the website. But yeah, this is a very simple example. We can expand on top of it but this is the basic knowledge. That's it. Thank you.